going, Kate?
Good. We're the History Buffoons. I'm Kate.
And I'm Bradley.
And
we're just conversating.
I'm drinking.
Well, so am I. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cross the room, cheers.
Modelo, because
Summer Shandy.
It is mine.
Well, yeah.
No, we thought we would just kind of
have a conversation.
Nothing is prepared.
Not at all. And that's okay. But I guess I know I've asked you about World War II, like your like of it, but what makes you enjoy history the way you do? And not specifically World War II, we'll get to that. But what fascinates you about history?
I was never really into it in school.
Right.
And I don't think I was really into it until I started watching movies and kind of remembering movies.
Sure.
I started liking war movies.
Right, which again is your go-to history.
So what drew me was World War II history, mostly like the Germans, the Nazis, and how that all worked out.
Right.
But as I've been like researching for History Buffoons, I've noticed that yes, wars are something that I find fascinating.
Yep.
And then something very bizarre, but I kind of like started piecing together like, I keep clicking on this type of topic,
right,
even though I'm not choosing it right now because I've done one or two already. I've been a little bit more interested in learning about like nautical events.
Okay. That's awesome.
Which has never been a thing of mine.
Sure. And not just like World War II specific nautical events. You know, like we've done, the Juno about the Juno. That was very nautical, but
shipwrecks and
I've always been fascinated by stuff like that, especially older ones, of course. What draws you? I know you mentioned, Nazis, the Germans, how it all worked out, blah, blah, blah. But what really, what's the main thing that you always think about when you think about World War II history? The
Holocaust.
Sure.
What interests me is how a group of people, granted it was a government essentially at the time.
Yeah, of course.
A movement on how these individuals can control a whole race.
Sure.
I think that is really fascinating. It's so scary.
Well, yeah, because of what they did to try and beat them into submission, basically.
Yeah, but
or
it's like
annihilate them, for that matter.
There was plenty of heroes doing undercover stuff and behind the scenes stuff, and
for sure.
And those are still coming to light, but so many people just succumb to this, and it's. I find it really interesting that. I guess it's in the numbers, I guess. This small group of people is controlling this really large group of people.
Yeah, isn't that wild? Because wouldn't you think it
would be the opposite.
Strength in numbers.
Yeah.
You're like, no, we're going to not do that. We got more people than you. But yet they had enough people follow their ideals that were forceful enough with their military, guns, all that, whatever. And be like, no, you're going to listen to what the fuck we're saying. And people then did. It was just wild that they could do that. But like you said in the Trottle episode, how her husband, new husband, I'd rather go to the front lines than be around Hitler because he is so manipulative.
I won't know where my thoughts
start or end or anything. Yeah. So I mean, it's just to be that controlling or manipulative over someone's thoughts and life and brain, whatever, it's just wild.
Yeah.
So I get your love for that. That makes sense.
Well, but, my fascination to learn it.
Well, I guess sure.
Is more accurate, but
you know what I mean.
And I'm not really sure where the nautical stuff came from.
You've been finding it interesting.
Yeah.
So that's good though.
So, but I'm trying not to I want to do it on this boat and this ship and this U-boat and this submarine and.
Yeah, no, I get that.
but there's a couple on my topic list that I would like to work in.
Well, we can over time.
And I'm not an ocean person. Like, I don't mind being at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that at all. I'm much more of a mountains person, but
same.
I get motion sick as well, so I can't really be on the water very much.
Right.
So that wasn't ever something that I was super interested in. So the fact that I'm like,
I want to learn more about it.
Yeah. That's new for me. But I like that. I like that I'm interested in it. And I am a person that I always want to learn.
Right.
I was a hearing specialist. I went to aesthetic school. I went to massage school. I taught. I'm out of school now.
Yeah.
Like I want to learn.
Sure. No, I get that. It's funny. Every time I think of, I've never had an issue being on a boat. I never get like motion sickness or seasick.
I'm really jealous of that.
It's funny though. Every time I think about being on a boat, I always go back to our trip to Hawaii, and we went on this boat and went whale watching.
Oh, cool.
So we got to see humpback whales. And
nice.
whatever. But I remember because I was 17 at the time, and I had long hair, like really long hair, and I didn't tie it up.
Oops.
Yeah. I needed to brush the fuck out of that.
Yuck.
So.
Because of the wind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time I think about being on a boat, that's the first thought that comes to mind about my life being on a boat. Nathan
and I went to Mackinac Island for our, and it was our honeymoon, but it was like 5 years later after we married.
That's all right.
Yeah. But we went to Mackinac Island, which is a little island in Michigan.
Yep.
In the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
And we get there by boat.
Yep.
And on our way back, my hair was down, and same thing. It was so ratted.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
But obviously, well, I can't even grow hair in every spot anymore. So I don't have that issue anymore. Maybe when my beard gets longer again, like it was before. But no, it's just so if you could pick another time frame, not World War II, is there anything else that kind of draws you towards it or anything?
I would probably say the Civil War.
Sure.
I find that really fascinating.
Yep.
And then I'm just kind of starting to get into the American Revolution, but it's not as interesting to me as the Civil War.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
What kind of piques your interest of the Civil War?
Again, it's kind of like a small group of people trying to overcome or, control a large group of people. The Southerners or, the Confederates, trying to control the slaves. It's so bizarre. It's such bizarre behavior that we let happen.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't know better, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it just escalates and grows from that. But, no, I get what you're saying, though. It's just wild.
It's almost a little bit of like psychology to go along with it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is definitely above my pay grade, especially when my pay is zero. But, there's definitely a psychological aspect of it because in order to manipulate people into believing in your cause, there's got to be something there. Mm-hmm. And you say it enough, they're going to believe it kind of thing, whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, it's just wild that so many people can buy into that and be like, yes, let's do that.
Yeah.
Just like, again, the whole Nazi thing and whatever. But yeah.
What made you want to learn more about history in general?
I have always enjoyed history. Again, I wasn't very good at school. I hated school because my ADD just was all over the place, and I wasn't one of those medicated kids because, well, it's not like my parents were like, my son can't have ADD. It just wasn't
a thing.
It wasn't
a diagnosed thing.
No, exactly. And I was never tested for it or whatever. So I've always, even like in school when I was told I didn't know how to read, obviously I was in third grade, but years later it affected me, but I would read what I wanted to read, even though I had a hard time doing it. I always loved reading about Greek mythology. Loved that. and just like medieval times, that's like one of my, if not my favorite time frame of history. It just fascinates me that, there's these giant castles, people in fucking suits of armor swinging a sword around and shit, and how they're portrayed and whatever, and like Arthurian legends and all that shit. I love that. But I don't know, I've always enjoyed history, and I don't know a lot of it. There's so much of it out there. I mean, literally yesterday's history, so I remember that a lot more than I remember 1,000 years ago, because, well, I wasn't here, even though you tell me I'm old. But I don't want to learn more. I want to be more diverse in what I know about history. And am I going to retain all of it? Of course not.
Right.
But I'd like to think I'll retain some of it.
Right.
And the beauty of recording it is I can always listen back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. I just wanted to learn more about it because you always are taught the staples, World War II. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but just like, you get your basics. This happened, the Civil War.
Yeah,
so
yeah, and then
I don't want to say that like to take away from what you just said about what you like, but it's just like I want to learn other things in addition to that.
Well, and then with the progression of the internet and documentation and all of that, the older history kind of gets left behind, essentially.
Right, exactly, and I don't think it should.
Well, no.
I want it to still be there and relevant and whatever. And like learning about random people like Phyllis, what was her last name? Wheatley. I would have never known about her if we didn't do this podcast.
Right.
I would have never, ever heard of her before that. Mm-hmm. And so that to me is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea. Or even like our first technical episode, the Sullivan brothers. I knew about them because of a song. I wouldn't have never known them if I didn't know that song. Yeah. Probably. Just random stuff like that. So I think it's cool to learn stuff in random ways, but also I like what you bring to the table in terms of teaching our stories, if you will. And I just like learning random shit. I know a lot of random shit, especially about movies.
And now you're going to learn more.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, that's the goal at least, right?
Yeah.
Because, again, we have fun doing this, but we have fun learning about random stuff. So
what about medieval times are you like most interested in?
I think, especially when I was younger, they made it seem so like majestic, being like a knight, knight in shining armor or whatever crap. And actually, recently listening to a history of the medieval times book, basically, audiobook, saying that knights they grew to huge popularity and were a big, important factor, like within wars and stuff. And they could make a lot of money doing what they did because they were good at it, basically. Mm-hmm. And then it just stopped. It's like, we don't really need you because there's other advancements in warfare, basically. Right. But it still like grew to be a thing of, chivalry. Thank you. I always have a hard time saying that word for some reason. But that grew from being a knight and everything. That's where that all started and whatnot. And, I like King Arthur and, Knights of the Round Table, all that stuff.
That's just folklore, right?
Well, yeah, it's not actual history, but, it's still historic in the fact that people believed in it, which is kind of funny. But they literally thought that they found their grave and stuff, like King Arthur and Guinevere's grave,
really,
and bones and stuff. It's like, no, that's just probably some random person that was buried there, man. But you do you. Mm-hmm. Anyways, but I don't know. I like it. I like the thoughts of, let's go live in a big ass castle with some fireplaces.
That's so weird.
I know. And you got some castles with hidden tunnels to other rooms and underneath and
here
whatever.
We have a tapestry that covers the entire gigantic wall
of stone.
Of stone.
Yeah, I don't know. I like I don't know, the older stuff like that, I guess. It just fascinates me because I've always had a thing with when it comes to stuff like that, history, that it's weird to think about sometimes, for me at least, that we're in the year 2024 there was people walking around 1,000 years ago doing stuff completely fucking different than what we do, with obviously all of our advancements and everything. But they were just living just like we are, just in a different way.
There's shits in the street and everything.
Yeah. I mean, they probably literally shit in the street. But, yeah, it's weird to think that, well, they were there. Now we're here. There's going to be people after us, like my kids or, and hopefully their kids and whatever. So it's
you as a grandfather.
Why do you say it like that?
Weird.
Why do you say it like that?
Because that means you'll be even older.
Well, yeah.
So weird. Time is weird, though. Time is so weird. Time is
a weird thing. And that, again, I think that goes with history quite a bit, too, is it's never ending. It's never stopping. We were talking about that earlier, how when you're younger, basically, do you remember Summer Vacation when you were younger? Like, just the feel of it?
Yeah, the movie with Kirstie Alley. Kirstie Alley. My bad.
She's dead.
No.
Fact check me.
My phone's over there.
I'll fact check me.
Kirstie Alley is not dead.
You don't think so?
I will be heartbroken. I don't follow her career, but she's fabulous.
Clearly.
She's fabulous.
No, IMDb. I don't want to.
And she was in a movie called Summer School with... You said Summer Vacation, my bad. But she was in a movie called Summer School.
Is that what it was?
With Mark Hammond from NCIS.
Is that right? Maybe.
Did she die?
2 years ago yesterday.
Really?
Yes, December 5th. 2 years ago. Told you.
How did she die?
I don't know if it tells me here. It doesn't say in this little mini biography on IMDb.
Wow, I don't remember her passing.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah,
she was fabulous.
Let's see. Celebrate the life. Nope. I'm not going to go into detail, or not detail, but depth on this. Wait. Colon cancer. There we go. Found it. Did not know she was suffering from the dreaded colon cancer. But yeah, told you.
Bummer.
She passed away.
Anyway, so what about Summer Vacation?
Remember how so speaking of time, remember how when you're younger, especially in your, elementary, probably once you start getting to high school, not as much, but summer vacation felt like it was like a year fucking long. You're done with school in at least when I went to school, very early-ish June. And then you don't go back to, we went back to school at the end of August. If you think about it, that's not even 3 months. And it felt like a year. Whereas the older you get, the
shorter it feels.
The shorter it feels, where all of a sudden it's like, school ended. Fuck, I got to go back to school in a month. Or so, it's like, good Lord. But now, time, the older you get, the faster it goes. Or so it seems. But the funny thing is, it's exactly the same speed. It's just, you got more going on, you got life, you got to pay your bills, you got to go to work, you got to do this, raise the kids, so on, whatever it might be. And it's wild. Time is just crazy. So.
And I'm the type of person that I am working to live.
Not living to work?
Yes. I work Monday through Thursday, sometimes doubles depending on the day and what job
you got
I'm
going
at.
on, yeah.
But my Friday, my Saturday, my Sunday, that is when I live.
Yeah, correct. I agree.
And people at work, do you work weekends? No, that's my time.
Yeah, no.
I put in my dues.
Yeah, a lot of people have, and there's some people that are great and thrive at working on the weekends, and
for sure
they have their time though still during the week, whatever
just
it might be.
Just a different set of days. Yeah,
correct, and that's fine. But no, I agree. When would we be able to do this? I got to work tonight. All right, well, I guess we'll record next week. Whatever it might be. But yeah, same. I put in my dues. I especially with the kids now, I don't want to work weekends.
No, you shouldn't with young kids.
No, especially because they are very young. So I don't want to do that. I want to spend time with them and and do the things I want to do as well. Not just, that, but just everything that involves being an adult and enjoying your life, not just worrying about work all the time.
Yeah.
But, I work hard and then I enjoy life.
We play hard, yeah.
Yeah, try to, so.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so.
Now, if only the finances would help.
Well, if everything wouldn't keep getting more expensive.
That is so depressing.
I know. It's just everything, just going to buy some fucking eggs. Bacon. How did bacon get so damn expensive?
Yeah.
I love bacon too. It's so delicious. I kind of want to have some bacon now. Is it too late to go get bacon?
I'm not making you bacon.
I didn't say you to make me, but is there a Denny's around? Something? But I don't even know if there is. I don't think there is. But no, it's just, it is depressing because of how just expensive everything is. So
yeah.
But either way.
Is there any time frame, event, person that you want to know more about?
Ooh, that's a great question. If I feel like I know a lot more about like the 1700s, I guess we'll just say, the 18th century, more than I do the 19th century, except for very late 1800s. I wouldn't mind knowing more about time frame wise, maybe early 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's things I know. I like Napoleon and all that stuff and whatever. I don't want to know about the known shit, I guess we'll say.
Yeah, you want more unknown, obscure.
Yeah, exactly. So if I had to pick a time frame, I'd pick that off the top of my head. I can't really think of a specific person that I'd want to be like, yeah, let's learn about that person off the top of my head, I guess. But 1800s, so from like 1800 to 1860 time frame, yeah. There's probably something cool in there that I don't know about that I'd like to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do know, like you had brought up, I do know, I don't want to say a lot because I don't think I'm that smart, but the King Henry VIII, I know a decent amount, I guess we'll say. I like that time frame too. But yeah, I'd say 1800s would be kind of cool.
The early to mid.
Yeah. What about you?
I would like to know more about the Cold War.
Okay. Yeah.
And like the missile crisis
Sure.
and that kind of stuff. I know very, very, very little.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
All I know is that, we got very close to nuclear war, basically.
Yeah.
But other than that.
With Cuba.
Yeah. Did you ever see X-Men First Class?
Yes.
That's a good movie. They talk, that's a whole part of it.
Oh,
so
I don't recall, but
I can tell by the blank stare I got when I thought, like, why are you talking about X-Men? Seriously,
it's like I understand the context,
but yeah, no, I never even would have thought of that. I don't know barely anything about the Cold War, basically.
Yeah,
I do remember Judi Dench and Bond saying, "Damn, I missed the Cold War," but beyond that, I don't really know a whole lot.
No, so, I don't know a whole lot. So that would be interesting.
That would be interesting, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like obviously the further you go back, there's obviously written history because there's shit that people talk about BC, blah blah blah, whatever it is. I feel like also somewhere in the 600s to 800s would be interesting to like what happened here. Seriously, just literally
what happened?
What happened? Did anything happen? Obviously something happened. But it'd be interesting. It's like anything of note, something I would like to learn. I have no idea because I don't know shit about that time either. I'm not saying I know other times that well, but just picking a random kind of number. It'd be kind of interesting just to what shaped this time frame kind of thing. But that's what we're trying to do is find these random stories just to learn and hopefully teach somebody something. And again, we're buffoons. what we do is what we find. We're not saying we're accurate by 100%.
Yeah.
We're going off of what we research and or look up and so on. So again, we always encourage interaction. We'd like some interaction to say, hey, do this. You got this wrong. That was cool. Whatever it might be. I don't care. But either way.
And now we've got our new companion piece.
Yes, where we're...
and that's coming out every other week.
Correct. That's an every other week one.
Yeah.
Which we're just trying, like we said, we're on a quest to find the origin of weird.
Yeah.
Just find random weird stories that it's like, what the fuck kind of mentality. But like, I rather enjoyed Operation Mincemeat. That was pretty great.
And Rosemary Kennedy and her lobotomy just came out.
Yep.
So listen to that.
Yeah, which that was, I mean, again, I knew about her. I knew she lived in Wisconsin. I knew a little bit about the lobotomy, but learning of the rest and how many fucking people had to go through that procedure is just wild.
Yeah.
So that's weird, of course. But yeah, I like the origin of weird, and I've been having fun doing that with you as well because it's quite different. It's definitely different from what we're doing, but it's in the same realm, if you will. So we're just trying to find the oddities of history, basically.
Yeah.
And not put them up against, but put them with our main stories and everything. So that's been a lot of fun as well. So we'll keep doing those, like you said, every other week. And I don't know, have some fun with it.
Yeah.
So
this was our first time with like just a conversation with Kate and Bradley. If you'd like to let us know. We
just kind of thought we'd like, it's more kind of a look into Kate and Bradley kind of thing, get to know us a little bit, or as we ask each other questions and stuff. We would really enjoy some people reaching out and asking us some questions, and we would definitely give you a shout out on a podcast, answer your questions on a podcast, email you back personally, all that stuff, whatever it might be. Just because we'd like to start interacting with some people a little bit more than we have. We have a bit, which is great. Mm-hmm. We want to hear from everybody. Yeah, we can, because it's been fun.
Yeah, so you can email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. Or you go to our website too. You can send us a message through that.
Yep.
Or you can even send us a text through our episodes, all that stuff, and so on. We'll maybe do this once in a while.
Yeah.
Just kind of State of the Buffoons address.
Bradley, I have a question. Are you still enjoying this?
I am, now that you use that voice to ask me that.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Cheerio, Kate.
So maybe in another quarter.
In a fortnight? No, it's only 2 weeks. Damn it.
We will come back and I will ask that question yet again.
Yes, I am enjoying it. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sometimes the book reports get a little overwhelming.
Well, yeah, and that's totally understandable, because especially if you find a story where it's like, well, shit, this isn't kind of what I was hoping it'd be. This isn't exciting me like I was hoping it would. Whatever it might
sucks.
be. Yeah, that makes it difficult, because you put the work in, and it's like, we're not going to even fucking use this. So
I'm not going to lie. There's at least 3 stories that I have started that I'm like, nope, not the time.
Do you think those would ever find the light of day for our episodes, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I just have to be interested in it.
What do you think would change that?
I don't know. So there's one that I go back to pretty much every time I'm looking for a topic.
Okay.
I go back to this every time, and I try to find more and more information, and I really can't.
Really?
Yeah, there's not a ton of information, but it's interesting.
But you just can't find the information.
Yeah, so it might have to be something that I have to combine with another type of event.
That's fine.
Situation, and I have tried so many times. Probably the last 7 or 8 episodes, I have gone back before finding something different.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. It's been a long time.
How about for the next one? Don't go back to that one.
Okay. Actually, did I go back to this? I didn't go back this last time.
Really?
Before Phyllis Wheatley, I did not go back.
That's actually surprising.
You know what happened?
What?
I erased that document and wrote Phyllis Wheatley's.
Oh, really?
I didn't even start a new document. I just erased that other one.
So now you can't go back to it, right?
No, I would have to start over.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe a start over might be just what you needed kind of thing. You never know.
Yeah.
But that's okay, though, too. That's kind of funny.
Yes, and we are getting requests for topics. So we have like a running list.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it is based on whether or not I'm interested in it.
No.
Just because so much time has to go into gathering the sources and reading. And I try to like also find books on the subject. And I try to find documentaries on the subject.
Or movies or whatever it might be.
Yeah. Yep. And so there's a lot of time that goes into it on my end. So I have to be interested in it.
Well, no. And the point of doing this is we're not going to do everything in history. We're going to do everything in history that we want to learn or enjoy or find interesting, whatever. So we hope anyone who listens to this also finds it interesting.
Yeah.
Because the reason why we're putting this out is we found it interesting.
Yeah.
Is there going to be ones that are more interesting than others? Of course. I mean, that's just how things work.
Yeah.
But no, we want to be interested in it. We're not just going to be like, well, I mean, we should probably do the Civil War again, just like the basic shit. No. Yeah. We want to focus on like general blah 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 or whatever it might be, because we found whatever he did interesting kind of thing. So that's understandable.
Yeah. So I've actually got quite a bit of recommendations over the last week alone, actually.
Yeah, you had said that.
Yeah. So I'm excited to look into some of those for both History Buffoons and the Origin of Weird. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's funny because I sent you one and you had got one from your friend 2 days earlier.
Tara, yeah. Yeah, you both recommended the same exact topic within 2 days of each other.
I know, so that means something. Yeah. Let's look into that one kind of thing. Yeah. But that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad that we've been getting some recommendations. And that always helps, because we want to do what people also like as well, if you find it interesting, of course, which I understand. So yeah, for sure. So,
well, this is cool.
Yeah, a nice conversation. My beer's over, so
your beer is over.
Yeah, so I feel like this should be
gone, so
I can get another beer. And the credits have rolled on my beer, and so I need to go get the sequel.
Well,
I suppose. All right, buffoons, that's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore.
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on Reddit, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.